the Speed Switch with Wura Ovaka. You're welcome to Speed Reading Short Break Series, and yes, we're still on the Speed Switch. The Speed Switch is where we have real-time stories, real transformation from those who have tested our Speed Reading Masterclass, especially book bingers who are people in our Inner Circle program who have tasted our Speed Reading Masterclass and have been able to switch from the point of reading traditionally, reading slow, reading foggy, to the point of actually reading fast. Are you a professional? This conversation is for you. And today we'll be having Wura. And once Wura joins, she'll be sharing her story of how she moved from the point of reading slowly to the point where she's now a fast reader, a speed reader. Today we have Ekora Dokuma as the first person to join us today. Hi Dokuma. Hi everybody. Welcome everybody, and share this live with someone. It's public holiday in Nigeria. Share this live, tag them here to come and listen to real life stories, real people who have been able to walk through this journey and have their amazing transformation. Yesterday, we had Chidima Eduke, a health professional in the UK, come share her story with us. And Chidima said something really fascinating. I learned 3 things personally from Chidima. Hi, EA Esther, I see you. While we wait for Wura to come, let's just quickly have a recap of Chidima's story yesterday. Chidima is a health professional in the UK, and Chidima said, I struggled to even finish a book in 3 months. It was such a struggle. I would do everything I could, but I couldn't. And she says, I even blamed it on my busy schedule. And I got to a point where I said to myself, you know what? I don't think this reading is for me. I don't know who others do it, but it's not for me. But then, Chidima met one of us in the Inner Circle program, our book bingers both at the Small Speakers Academy, who is a busy person. And she says, in the community where she was, she mentioned it. And she looked for us on Instagram, and then she joined. Long story short, Chidima now does a book a week. Hold on. A toddler mom, a book a week. A nurse in the UK. You know that you can imagine the schedule of an average health professional in the UK is busy. Chidima still does a book a week. And in our Inner Circle program, there's such a strong accountability system, so there's no hiding. There's no painting. Someone is not telling you what they're not doing. We all can see it. We all can see the numbers. It's real. And Chidima says, I've been able to actually move from the place where I cannot make excuses anymore, because this is real. It is real for me. I have seen it for myself, and I can say that actually anybody can actually move from the point of reading slowly to actually reading fast. And today we'll be having Wura Ovaka. Wura is a barrister. Wura will tell us her story herself of how she too has been able to move from the place of, hey, it's a busy schedule kind of thing. That's my excuse. I'm busy. Hi, I see you. I cannot. It's not for me. I can't. And we make all kinds of excuses and we say, oh no, it's because of my schedule. And today, Wura will tell us how she's been able to do it. But for you, dear professional, I want to believe that you too have been able to get yourself into our Speed Reading Masterclass. Today is June 12th. It's 8 days to go. 8 days to go. Once we see Wura, she will join in and start sharing. But before she comes in, it's 8 days to go to the Speed Reading Masterclass. Have you been able to get seated in that class? If you have, let me see in the comment section. I have. Let's see it in the comment section. Let's see it in the comment section. I've been able to. Okay, and yes, we have Wura here. Let Wura share with us her story. Okay, I can see the seated and waiting. I can see it. While we get to connect Wura. Yes, I have. I can see it. Hello, Wura. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Hi.
Thank you so much for joining us today on the Speed Switch.
Hello, Coach Grace. I don't know. I was hearing you loud and clear before I actually joined in. And now it seems like I can't. Can you hear me? Can you see me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Please confirm in the comment section. Can you see and hear Wura well? Can you, everybody? I can see and hear you clearly. Can you, Wura?
Cool.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you. It's
okay,
good.
so let's go. Everybody's itching. They want to hear Wura's story. So Wura is the brain behind Wura.ng. Oh, by the way, I'm wearing a Wura piece. If you're not a Wura woman, why now? Why?
If you're not a Wura woman, why now? Like, why? Which woman are you? So.
All right. So Wura is the brain, the amazing mind behind the confident pieces, the pieces that give you the confidence, the confident woman kind of style.
Exactly.
And Wura is a barrister, she's a lawyer, she's a twin mom, by the way. She's a twin mom. Did you hear that? And she's passionate about what she does. She's also a fashion coach at the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy, and she does all of this doing one book a week. Before we begin, Wura, please take us back. Who were you before you took the Spirit of Masterclass? Tell us about yourself and then tell us about that.
All right. Just like Coach Leslie has said, my name is Wuraola Ubaka. I am the founder and creative director of Wura.ng, a Nigerian ready-to-wear fashion brand that makes classy dresses for confident women. I'm also the lead coach at the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy, where I am dedicated to making you make money from your fashion business. I specifically help fashion label owners who are bespoke ready-to-wear owners transition to ready-to-wear, because as far as I'm concerned, that is the clearest path to scalability and profitability. So thank you for having me on this live, Coach Grace. So let's take it back. I joined the Book Bingers Board last year, and before then, I was an inner circle parent. The inner circle is a parent is an inner caucus of the Intentional Parents Academy, and when I joined the inner circle, in the inner circle, you have to read parenting books every month. You have to read you have to read books, you have to read resources. You have to constantly keep reading, because parenting is about you first, so you have to equip yourself with knowledge to be able to parent. And so when I got into the inner circle, I think that was the first time in a long time that I found myself having to actively read anything besides my law reading. So because I'm a lawyer and I'm actually in active litigation, I practice, I go to court and all that, I find myself reading all the time. But because I'm always so inundated with lawyer reading, preparing processes and preparing for court and all that, I hardly had time to do other type of formative reading, reading biographies, reading other books that were necessary both in faith and in business and all that. Because I was just, even the law that I was reading was even already too much. So like putting in extra reading was just a lot. So when I joined the inner circle, I found that I was struggling through reading my books for the month. And there are some months that you have one book, some months you have two books, and naturally some books are bigger than others. So in the last year when I was in inner circle, I found myself, I'm sorry. Guys, I'm in a class. I'll get to you when I'm done. Okay. Okay. One moment, everyone. I'm sorry.
That's fine. Okay, so we're all just sharing.
It's okay. Bring that book. The white book. Sorry, so today is June 12th, so the kids are at home. And if you don't attend to them, they will not let us continue this live. So let's read quickly. So my daughter likes to draw, so I'm constantly having to give her white paper to draw. Anyway, so I found myself struggling through reading the books. Yes, more on active duty.
Understandable. We're understanding you love from the comment section. On active duty. We love it. Understandable. Intentional mom. Please put it. Intentional mom on the go.
I found myself constantly struggling through reading the books in the academy. And so when I heard about the Book Bingers book, I was like, okay, this may actually make sense and it may actually help me. But I resisted at first. I was like, we don't have time to read the books. Okay. But eventually I joined the Book Bingers booth. And then one of the first courses we had in the booth was the Speed Reading Masterclass. And after we went through that course, I was like, oh, really? Because Coach Grace really went into breaking down how you could actually structure your reading in a way that would enable you to go through volumes at a very shorter pace, at a faster pace rather, so within a shorter time frame. Because naturally, if you're reading the way you read, you know how you're reading and you're actually reading your words, you're actually even pronouncing and sounding them. Oh, does it align with what I want to become? Who should I do? You cannot finish reading. You cannot finish reading a book in You really can't. And so part of the techniques that we learned at the speed reading masterclass was, basic things that you can implement that will let you actually be able to read. And other techniques that you can implement that will help you have focus when you're reading. You know how you're reading and then maybe your phone rings, you just get distracted. You're like, okay, what is going on? Before you know it, you've forgotten that you were reading it. But there are certain things that you can do that will help you to be focused when you're reading, that would help you to connect your sense of sight and your sense of touch, so that all your senses are active when you're reading. And because of those things that we learned, I have now been able to sometimes now I'm even simultaneously reading like 2 or 3 books at the same time. Because since I started coaching, teaching is the fastest way to actually gain knowledge, because if you're teaching, you must come correct. So since I started coaching, there has been an urgency to be able to read more, to be able to know more, so that I can articulate my points better and all that. And to be honest, I think if I wasn't in the book binder's book, or if I hadn't gone through speed reading, I would have struggled through coaching. Do you understand? But because I already have armed myself with that technique, it's now easier for me to go through, volumes of information and distill what I need from it and apply it. So it's been really transformational.
Awesome. It would have been hard to do coaching without reading. So if you're a coach out there, this one is for you directly. Because I too have collected it. You have to come correct in Wura's work.
You have to come correct. I hope I'm talking as if your village people are after you. And you're asking people to come and give you money, that you can transform them. They cannot even see the transformation in you. They're like, who is this one coming to confuse? Are you here to teach me or to confuse me? So you need to be able to actually, because it's one thing to actually know what you want to do, but it's another thing to be able to teach it in a way that someone can actually receive and implement and have results. The fact that you're actually good at something does not mean that you can teach it. So teaching is a skill that you have to learn. And part of the ways that you learn how to teach is by reading. Because reading helps you to now be able, you now have to go in and distill these points, write it, apply it to what you're teaching and all that. So if you are not able to actually read, I'm entering coaching less afraid because of what I learned. Yes, exactly. So if you're not able to actually read, it will be very cumbersome for you to coach. Like you just be talking, and even with the focus when you're coaching, you can be talking and you can't even articulate your thoughts. Your thoughts are just over the place. Like, oh, you know what you want to say, but how are you putting it together to actually say it? So that reading will actually help you with that sort of articulation process, because you remember that when you're reading through other people's thought processes. You're seeing the way people think and the way they are now able to reduce these thoughts into intelligible points in the book. And so the more you read and the wider you read, the more you're able to see a varied range of perspectives and actually know that, oh, wow, okay. And then you can now start noting things down. So really, more reading is more equipping, and more equipping means more results, and more results means more money.
More money. Awesome. This is beginning to sound like a master class. Yeah.
They will come and pay us money, don't worry.
It's as if you came for a business coaching class. Awesome. I can see all coaches in the comments. Can you see some coaches in the comment section saying, I'm here to learn, this is why I'm here, and all of that. Awesome. Awesome. So because you cannot give what you do not have. So the next question would have been, was there specific moment you needed to take control of your mind? But obviously you've responded. You've responded so far that, okay, you began parenting, you joined the Intentional Parent Academy, and you knew that, hey, I think I'm doing more lawyer books here. I'm neglecting other aspects. Probably I'm not reading so much for my fashion business. I'm not reading if I want to go into coaching fashionpreneurs. I'm not prepared for it. And then parenting as well made you to now pick up your reading and gaining this skill. Because how do you now balance all of it if you hadn't gotten this skill? Amazing, interesting conversation here. So what I would love to know, the first week you now eventually joined the book binges with, how was it like? Was it overwhelming? Was it exciting? Or was it both? Okay, someone says in the comment section, more reading, more equipping, more results, more. You guys, you're getting free masterclass. So let's go.
Yes, so because
Awesome.
at the end of the day, you without money you can't make impact. So
Yes.
you need to get serious.
More money. How are you doing impact without making money? It's the numbers that will make you know if you're succeeding or
I'm
not.
a profitable fashionpreneur coach. Like,
Oh,
if you're
by
not
the
putting
way,
the money, I've left
fine.
you.
Awesome. Oh, by the way, the Profitable Fashion Brand Academy is having this amazing conference, and I'll be speaking at that conference as well. Dressmaking that makes money. So you can already get that Ura is about the money. How
Yes,
much
so
money?
dressmaking that makes money. If you
Yes.
actually know any fashion business owner, fashion enthusiast, someone who has wanted to transition, your tailor that has been sewing for you for 20 years, but you cannot see the money she's collecting from you in her month, she needs to register for that conference. That conference is going to be life-changing. And the lineup of speakers that we have for that conference is rock solid, from mindset shifts to structure to everything in between. If you know any dressmaker and you love the person, please, Coach Leslie is going to share the link. You need to share that link with anyone who you think will benefit from it, because it's not a conference to release. And it's the first of its kind, by the way. It's the first of its kind. So,
First of its kind. Awesome. Great. So I was speaking at that conference, so you get details here as well. So not to bother. We'll get details here as well for the conference. But you want to check it out, go follow the Profitable Fashionpreneur Academy page or wura.ng to get more details. But we'll share it here because I was speaking at that conference on the mindset that makes money. There's a mindset for money making. Anyway, let's do that.
The money making mindset, Roche.
Yes.
If you want to get the money making mindset, be there. If I wasn't even a fashion entrepreneur, I will sit there in that place and say, this thing that you are saying, just making that makes money, how can I transform it to cooking that makes money, or catering that makes money, or baking that makes money? Like, I'll literally sit in there and, translate, because at the end of the day, business principles are the same. Business principles are the same. The fundamentals of business are the same. You just apply it across sectors.
Yes, and money making is land. That's why we're reading. Money making is land. The more books you read, the money. Anyway, let's go back. Let's go back to track. So where is your fashion? She's a money coach. You can see that she can't help it.
I can't help it. I'm always talking about money.
How many books do you now read? How was it the first week in the booth? How many books do you now read on an average per month? We can see that obviously, hearing from you, we can tell that this is someone who reads. This is someone who has understood the ropes. There's a difference between a tailor or fashion designer and one who actually understands the ropes. So what was it like your first week in the booth? And most importantly, how many books do you now read? And how does that impact every other area of your life?
Okay, so with the book, so the aim of the book is to read a book a week. There are some books I read more than one, and there are some weeks I don't read up to one. It just depends on the volume of the book and the other things I have going on in my life at the time. But I think what the book has been able to help me do is to develop the culture of consistent reading, which means I read every day, even if it's for 30 minutes. You understand? And at the end of the day, that's what makes the difference. So on some weeks I read 2 books if they are 2 small books. On some weeks I read 1 book, like I'm back reading a particular book because I wanted the details of voice from it. So I'm reading it this week, and it's a big book, so I'll probably read it for 2 weeks.
Mm.
And then also, it also depends on what I want to get out of the books. Sometimes I'm reading a book and I just want to just get a few key points. But there are sometimes that I'm reading a book that I want to really implement. So I need to sit with the book and really, jot, and all that. So it just depends. But on an average, I'm still able to read, 4 books a month, which is the goal. Some months I read, on an average, I read 4 books a month. Some months I read 3. Some months I read 6. So on an average, I read 4 books a month, depending on the volume and my reading expectations per time per book.
With a super busy life schedule, still able to do 4 books in a month. Speed reading is your trick. See, you're looking for a hack. You're looking for a life hack. How do I hack life? How do I understand how people are doing this thing? How are they doing? Imagine Wura ends from being a litigation.
Ooh, I think I'm losing you. I don't know if the network is from my end or yours, but I can't really hear you clearly.
All right. Please confirm that you can hear me. Wura says she can't hear me. Confirm that you can hear me, please. Let's know in the comment section if you can see and hear us clearly. Can you?
Okay, I think you're clearer now. Let's take it again. Did you ask something?
Okay, so I was saying that still able to do a minimum of 4 books every month in spite of busy schedule. Amazing. Speed reading is one of the life hacks for the professional. It's the hack that you need. Oh, thank you, Ayeze. You can hear both of us. Thank you. It's a hack that you need. It's a cheat code. The cheat code you're looking for to earn more in life. Speed reading is that cheat code that you need. So I would love to know, what changes have these transformational shifts that you've made in your reading? What changes have you made in your thinking, in your speaking, even in your professional life since you learned speed reading?
Okay, so changes in thinking, in speaking, and in professional life. I tell you all the time, Coach. I think for me, the main thing that reading did for me was that it just helped me unlock speed of thought. So I can be having a conversation with somebody, and they're just saying something, and I may be having a conversation with a couple of people, but some people don't get it. But the speed with which I get it, and even I'm able to actually translate that information into actionable steps, is insane. So I can just hear something, I'm just like, before you know it, I've done post. So it's actually easy for me. I can be even, it's even with things like even listening in church now. Like when I'm even hearing a sermon now, the way I'm able to even interpret it, take it, make it, it just like reading just helps you to be able to assess things more deeply. You can really analyze things more deeply, because if you're actually reading, you just be like, oh wow, okay. So when you now even hear someone speaking, you're still applying your reading brain to it. You're just like, oh yes, oh yes, oh yes. And then you can hear someone talking about a concept and you're like, oh, I read this in a book. And it gives you a different kind of understanding that sets you apart. So even when you now even are having conversations, the difference is like night and day between you that reads and the person that does not read. Because yeah, it will show, it will show, and and it will show. Even as a lawyer, like even when you're articulating your points in court, and because I'm a litigation lawyer, a lot of the time I'm talking, I'm cross-examining, but it's like it's like when I ask a question, especially if you're a lawyer in litigation, you know that when you are cross-examining a witness, you kind of hope it will go a certain way, but you don't know how it will go, But I find that when I'm asking my witnesses questions now, that my answer must come out. If I ask you a question pointedly and you're trying to just dissect it in a way that you must answer it. I'll give you an example, because this happened maybe last week. I was cross-examining a witness, and I was asking him that, okay, when you pay tax, if you're paying tax, if you buy a dress, for instance, or if you buy something, the tax component of that thing, is it an income to you or an expenditure to you? Because that person was saying, okay, that thing was an income, to the government, because I work for the government. He was saying it's an income to the government and blah, blah, blah. I was like, okay, if you buy it, so let's break it down. If you go to the shop and you buy a dress and there's value added tax on that dress, is it considered an income to you and an expenditure? Do you understand? And it was like, it's an expenditure, and before, if I ask a question and I may have to think, I may have to struggle, but the way I can switch my questions in a way that I get that my answer. In fact, even Miss Everything used to trick me, and you just see the judge like following you, just like following you. That this lawyer is making sense, and there's nothing like that, because sometimes that's just the difference between a case that you win or you lose, especially when you have a good case. So it has even helped me, with my legal work, and it's just been amazing. Yeah.
Awesome. So it has transformed everything, the way you speak, and I dare say you are now a smart speaker. Stay here when you are able to actually speak smartly. So before you go, in one sentence, if you had to sum up your experience with speed reading, what would it be? What would
That's to sum up my experience in speed reading in one sentence. I'll just say that speed reading helps you unlock speed of thoughts, speed of action, and speed of execution.
Whoa, please put that in the comment section. Speed reading helps you unlock speed of thoughts, speed of action, and speed of execution. Whoa! Yeah. Speed reading helps you unlock speed of thoughts, speed of action, speed of execution. And this is what the average professional who is not a speed reader is suffering from.
Yeah.
You get to a place where you need. Imagine what Aurora is saying. You get before a judge and you lose your thoughts. That should not happen. You lose you're supposed to execute and implement something. You're stuck. You're
not stuck. Like how you normally, when you especially if you're a litigation lawyer, you see a lot of litigation lawyers, because they write out the questions they want to ask the witness, and the moment it doesn't go that way, they are just stuck.
They're off.
They're just like, okay, what next? They are scrambling. But when you are reading in a certain way, and it's not just about reading books within your specialty. It's that broader reading helps you with your specialty, whatever that specialty is, because you're able to articulate different things in a faster way. You're just like, okay, I read this, okay, I can apply this to this. It's amazing. And it will happen naturally, so it's not like you're even trying. It's going to happen. So you need to join that masterclass if you haven't already. If you struggle with reading, if you haven't read a book in 5 years, 6 years, 9 years, whatever time, you need to get in there. You really need to get in there, because that may mean the difference between staying struggling, staying stuck, staying broke, or even if you're not broke, not being able to unlock the level of wealth creation that you should, and actually unlocking it. That's your really maybe the difference. So get into that class. Like yesterday, actually.
Thank you so much, Barrister Wura. It's good having you here. And Wura will not talk without mentioning money. Did you see us say that? Whether you think you're making money or not, there's no wealth creation without reading. Do you know? I've been able to discover that all of the billionaires are book bingers. I love to read biographies a lot, autobiographies. I've seen that all of them are readers, because of course you learn more, you earn more. And you can see what I'm saying into every aspect of our life. She's been able to see that, it's trickling down. Thank you so much, Wura, for sharing with us. And we will
welcome.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's let
Have
you go.
Have a nice day, everyone. Don't forget to share about our upcoming Dressmakers Conference.
Yes.
Dressmaking that makes
money.
Have a good day, everyone. Thank you for having me, Coach Leslie. It's been an absolute pleasure to interact with you.
Thank you. You know that I love you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Wura. Thank you.
All right. Have a good day, everyone. Bye.
All right. So, like Wura has said, if not for anything, for the fact that we all as professionals, we need speed of thought, we need speed of action, we need speed of execution. So many people have learned too much, think too much, they do not execute. or the point where they need their brains to give them thoughts, it is not delivering. You know that mind that you are thinking, oh, I know this thing, and it's not coming out. Speed reading is your cheat code. That's how I see speed reading. Like, it helps you. You know, like Laura will say, whether you are reading on a particular area, whatever you, even if you're reading books on faith, even if you're reading the Bible, it's the same thing. Even if you're reading books on parenting, speed reading will, oh yeah, so we'll have the handle pinned up there for fashionpreneurs or those people who want to learn to make money in any business that they do. Just making that makes money is for you. And I'll be speaking at that conference. I'll be talking about the money making mindset. It's a mindset. There's a mindset for money making, especially for those who are in the coaching world who think that, oh, I want to do this, but do I even charge? There's a mindset for money making. Awura knows that I understand that mindset. Yes. So please go ahead, send her a DM, and the link will be sent to you. The conference is absolutely free, and you'll be able to learn just make. You know, a fashionpreneur, like she said, who is struggling with balancing their numbers and the number of years they've been in business. Some say I've been in business for years, and there are no figures showing. There's no money showing. Let them come and learn how to make money from that dressmaking. But most importantly, whatever it is that you are doing, you need the skill of speed reading. If you haven't, book your slot for that class right now. It's 8 days to go, and all you need to pay for that masterclass, even as of today, is still $19.99. After this class, the replay will be sold for an incredibly high price. Yes. Yeah, so you do not want to wait and buy the replay. It will be sold, yeah? The class will be sold and accessible, but it will be at a very much higher price than this. So take advantage of this price now. And you know, Rura was saying something. She said, most importantly, she learned how to be able to read balancing distractions. So one of the things we also teach in our Inner Circle program is the 10 T's of time management for reading as a business professional. So I've been able to curate what we call the distraction management kit, which is a guide we'll be giving for free to every single professional. That guide alone costs over 15,000 naira, but it will be given for free. You also have the fast flow focus kit. You also be having the peak day planner for those professionals that feel, coach, you do not understand, my day is busy. Like every day is a busy day for me. We would give you the peak day planner. It's absolutely for free. You have bonuses worth over 75,000 naira. You do not want to miss it. So join this class. I don't think we'll be able to have this class again this year. This might be the only one we're having for this year. So you want to jump into this class and get the skill for yourself, so you can access speed of thought, speed of action, and speed of implementation, like Barrister Wura has told us. You know, calling her barrister is like taking away other parts of her. Thank you so much, Wura, for joining us once again. And thank you, everybody. You want to share this live with every single professional you know who's struggling with reading. Always even doubting, is speed reading real? Is it possible? This is they're saying, are you sure we're not losing comprehension? No, you are not. Share this live with them. Love it the moment we share it, and tag a professional to come sit with this conversation. Our conversation is usually around 30 minutes or, and it's always a plus and a bonus to everybody who listens to us. Thank you, everybody, for joining us, and I'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow we're having another interesting speed reader and book binger come to share on the speed switch. I know you've been loving the speed switch, hasn't it? You've been able to relate and know that, oh, this thing is real. This thing is real. And yes, real result, real stories, real transformation. I'll see you tomorrow at 1 p.m. on the speed switch. And this is the Smart World.